What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 40 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dylan. And that's a big 4-0 for you.
Look at that.
40 episodes. This is your final week to potentially get some free shit from us.
Well, for this month.
Yeah. For this month. Not ever.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be back.
That's how you made me feel.
This is it.
Whoa, now.
Go to our Twitter, Offshore GC. We have a Tiny Tina's Wonderlands giveaway and a Kirby in the Forgotten City giveaway. March 22nd is the last day you can enter. That is Tuesday. March 23rd is when we will be contacting winners. So go ahead, go there. It is very easy to enter. Super easy. All you got to do is give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or a 5-star rating on Spotify. Reply with a screenshot of that, and boom, you're in. And you can use that same screenshot for the other giveaway with the other. If you enter Kirby, you can enter Tiny Tina's. And then that might even be good for next month, too, depending on what we do. We'll see. You ready?
Let's fucking get it going.
Because I have a new game to talk about.
Not me.
How many do you want? One game? One game? All right. Okay. I'm going to start.
Right.
I'm going to start with some wrestling.
I got an iPhone now, and I don't know how to use it.
Well, you scroll up
to
move the dock down.
Well, no. Yeah, shut the fuck up. It's the, how with a Samsung, you just, there's the button. But or not the button, but there's it's the special part, and you gotta on an iPhone you gotta use the bottom, and you gotta bring it up a little bit and stop for all the apps to come up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not Who does? I have to do that now.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm still learning. I tried doing it the other day on a not my phone, and I didn't do good.
Well, you tried doing what? Hitting the button?
No, not the button, but how you slide up and hold it there, and then all the...
Yeah, you don't even have to hold it. You just do a very quick little...
I did it 20 times. I couldn't get it once.
No, just a little...
Yeah, well, that didn't work for me. It didn't work, and I kept fucking up. And now I gotta learn. There's so many things I gotta learn.
Baby's first iPhone.
Baby's first 25-year-old baby's first iPhone. I've had this thing for what? 28 hours?
It was 26 hours about 2 hours ago, so yes.
We're almost at 30 hours with this
Shit.
baby. Oh, fuck. And the battery is not doing good.
No, you're going to have to learn to revolve your whole life around your phone's battery.
Apparently.
Yeah.
That's all right. I should get a fucking wireless charger for my pocket.
Are you ready to wrestle?
You want to get up right now?
I've been playing some WWE 2K22.
Oh,
so
no. Is it good?
Ready.
Is it garbage?
No. Okay, so...
Is this the one that they figured it out?
Yeah, so WWE 2K20 happened. And that was hot garbage. It was the most broken thing ever. Mm-hmm. So they did something that... I don't remember the last time they did this, but they skipped a year. They did the whole thing of all right, we're not going to come out with the WWE 2K21, and we're going to figure this shit out. Mm-hmm. So now we got WWE 2K22. So far, the combat, if you will, feels weird talking about that in a wrestling. The combat.
I mean, I feel like it makes sense, but combat does feel like not the right word.
No, but it is because it's the fighting. It's the combat. It feels good.
Yeah,
it feels very fluid.
So how do these games work? You know what? I will say I've played a very little amount of UFC in my day.
All right, I've never played UFC, and I'm gonna go and say they're completely different.
Well, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So
they made this one almost more fighting game like.
Okay.
It is much more combo based. So it's always been you have your light attack, heavy attack, and a grapple, which leads to bigger moves. Now it's much more
big
about
picture moves.
Sure. Now it's much more about stringing that together. So you always start a combo with a light attack, and then it's pretty much all about stringing that combo together. So light, heavy, grapple, or just light. And it always has like a bigger finisher towards the end of a combo. And on the other side of that, when you're on defense, if you will, they changed the reverse system. So reversing in wrestling games very typically has been before someone goes to pull a move on you, you hit a button and you do like a reverse on them. So if someone goes to punch you, you hit the button at the right time, you kind of like parry it out of the way and you punch them. Instead, so that is still like the thing for the first hit of the combo. There's still that it's triangle on PlayStation. But then after that, you don't just, cause you could just sit there then and spam triangle throughout the whole combo, and at some point you're going to reverse it. Now it's about guessing what the next move they're going to pull is and trying to hit the corresponding button. So if you think they're going to follow up with a light attack, you hit the light attack button and you'll reverse it. Heavy attack, you hit the heavy attack button. Grapple, you hit the grapple button. And it took me a little bit to really to start understanding when a combo is over and a new one is starting, because sometimes it can move pretty quick. And I will say this back and forth can really lead to like, okay, you're dominating the match for a little bit because like you're getting some good combos in, but then they get a good reverse and then they're landing a bunch of combos on you and they're kind of dominating the match. That is like what wrestling matches actually are.
So when you say like, oh, they're going to do this attack, go for this, the first thing I think of is For Honor. Do you know how that system works?
I haven't played For Honor. I know it is kind of like a rock, paper, scissors thing, if you will.
Kind of. Like you can kind of see like, oh, they're going above their head, so I should block above my head, or they're going this way, and like they might fake out that way, and like I should go this way instead to block that. So
I wouldn't say it's that, unless I haven't played enough to really learn. It's not telegraphed that much. It's blinder, I would say. It's not like they're going for a heavy attack and I see them like really winding up for it. It's like, no, they're going for heavy attack. Oh, they just did it. So I just kind of had to guess based on like, I don't know, intuition, gut feelings.
Right.
But like I said, that back and forth is very like, when you watch a wrestling match now, that's how it goes, typically. It is very rarely just like a straight up even match the whole time. It's usually like this person's kind of dominating, then someone else gets like a second wind, and then they're dominating. It's kind of back and forth until there's like a conclusion at the end. I have been playing in the My Rise mode, which is the story mode.
Right.
Now, they have described it as having potentially over 1,000 matches in it with branching storylines depending on your decisions.
So, you're the wrestling guy.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What? I'm not the wrestling guy.
No.
So, what? It's all like telegraphed and this and that. And so, what? Like,
right.
So, like, what?
Right. So, this is how they typically handle wrestling games. Well, there is the, like, GM modes, if you will, where, like, you're the booker. So, you're like, you book, like, who's
Booker
winning.
Catch!
You're, what?
Booker Catch!
Oh, the fucking BioShock.
I love that game.
But in My Rise, typically in WWE story modes, this is how they handle it.
How's the voice acting?
We'll get there. In this world of wrestling, everything is kayfabe. And for the non-wrestling fans out there,
my hand's not raised, but metaphorically,
right?
Is.
So that means everyone is always in character,
yes.
And in this story, in this world, it's not telegraphed. It's not pre-booked. It's not pre-planned. It is like, no, you're stepping in the ring with someone and you're wrestling like an actual match. It's not like this person's going to win this match. It's like, no, we're going to...
Underground.
What?
It's like the underground matches. Like, oh, this is real. Welcome to Fight Club.
Except it's televised and everyone knows about it.
Yeah, but it's real.
It is. In this context, it's real.
All right.
So there's a story mode, and I spent quite a few hours making my character.
Boy.
Like, quite a few hours.
Well, you are the wrestling guy.
I am the wrestling guy, and that's some of the most fun in these story modes, is like making your wrestler.
Did you Soul Calibur it and make a little Kiryu?
No. So last time, I don't know if you remember, I made Majima last time.
Okay.
And this time I was really looking through, because a lot of times what determines what I'm going to do is the actual names that can be said in the game. So like they have a list of names that you can choose, like a nickname, and that will be like voiced. Like when you're coming down the entrance ramp, it will be like, if you're The Rock, they'll say like
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Exactly that. So
Yes.
I looked. That's how I was basing off my things, and so I am a big AEW fan. I don't really watch WWE. AEW, their main show is called Dynamite, and one of the words is dynamite. So I was like, all right, I'll start with Dynamite.
I love that song.
And I was trying to think of where to go from there, and there were a lot of options, and one of them I was considering was Dynamite D. And then I was like, but it sounds like I'm saying I have a dynamite dick. So I'm going to pass on
I'm
it.
going to blow up.
And then, but then I couldn't find anything I liked. And I was like, it's a pretty wrestling thing to be like, yeah, Dynamite D.
Oh, boy.
So I was like, yeah, that's what we're going to go with. So I just made like a completely original character. I was just kind of going on the fly with it. In the end, he kind of ended up looking like Markiplier.
Okay.
I didn't mean for it to happen.
Subconsciously.
Perhaps it's possible. He didn't really look like that in like the character build, like as you're changing a character. But
What's going on, guys? I'm Dynamite D.
Once they started seeing like cutscenes and him like moving around, I was like, oh, that kind of ended up that way. But I wear like all black with like dark blue highlights gear, and I have like a cool mask that covers like 3/4 of my face, but not the whole thing.
Phantom of the Opera?
And kinda.
All right.
Which it's also black and blue. Everything's black and blue. It's all matching. I'm very coordinated. I look good. And then I spent another good hour and a half, I'd say, working on my entrance.
You know what? When you say character creator and whatnot, I'm thinking to myself, this motherfucker spent how many hours choosing what his face looks like? And, I got to choose my walkout next. I'm like, right. I forgot this was wrestling.
Yeah, it's not as simple. So when I'm saying creating my character, first off, you're picking your backstory,
your personality, your
which
superpowers, your walk.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes. When you're doing that, you're picking also like what type of wrestler you want to be. Mm-hmm. I want it to be like a high flyer because that's the shit I like watching. The flippy shit.
Acrobats.
Yes, when they're going on the top rope and doing crazy flips onto people.
When are we gonna get it like a fucking AEW Cirque du Soleil fucking crossover?
Well, they are making an AEW video game, so I mean, like there's potential right there.
I want like the dun 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 woo dun 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 dun.
So it's that, and then there's your entranceway, which it's not. It is like every aspect, which this is not new for this game. It's always been like this, but I just fucking love it. You are straight up picking. So they have a list of every single wrestler in the game. Some wrestlers not in the game, including not straight up named, but Kenny Omega and Britt Baker from AEW. Like, for example, like Kenny Omega's stuff his thing will be called Alpha Omega. And it is straight up his entrance.
Okay.
But you pick like the walk you want to do, like how you want to walk down, which, like I said, so they'll have every wrestler and then just like generic ones you can pick. I always go with like more generic ones because I don't want to have the same exact walk as another wrestler, because then it could lead to a situation where like, oh, I'm about to fight AJ Styles and we both come out to the same exact fucking walk. It's not cool. So there's that, and you pick what you want the pictures behind you on like the big screens to look like.
Can you do you get to change like camera angles and like shit like that?
Not quite that far. No. Like, so different walks will have different camera angles. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of like make it in
cool
that way.
Like put your own shit.
Yeah, not that in depth. But you get to pick like what the ring posts, because they all have screens on them in WWE at least, like what's showing on there. Your music, that's a big one. And my music straight up. All right. Do you know the Yakuza song? That's it's like not one of the like techno-y ones. It's like
yeah.
There is a song that sounds like it would be the brother of that song. And so that's my entrance music.
All right.
And then after that, you then choose your moves, which is I did, so it already had like base high flying moves for me. All I did was mess with like my finisher. And then after that, you pick what your guy does after he wins a match. But not only like what he does after he wins a match, you also pick what he does after he wins a match if he's just won the championship, if he is a champion. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like it took me probably 2 nights of playing this game just to make my character. Now let's get to the story mode itself. As usual, you start as like you start from the bottom. Specifically, my guy, I was like an indie superstar. Not a superstar, I was like a big indie guy. And so WWE was like, all right, well, we like what you see. We got to start from the bottom. So you start at the Performance Center, which is like, that's where they start like the people they scout to see like how they are in the ring and all that.
It should have started in like a dive bar and like there's one person watching. It should have started like a literal like bar fight.
So that would have
like,
been...
This guy's got chutzpah.
That would have been like pure Attitude Era. So you're there, and it starts out with like you're there early filming like a whole like vlog thing. And like the owner comes up and like Triple H watches through cameras at all times, so you always have to be on your best behavior. Shit like that. That first cutscene, I will say, everything had a weird... Like, the animation had a weird blur to it. Like, it was almost like faces looked weirdly blurry. And then, as I'm playing more, I'm realizing the animations suck. Not like in the wrestling ring. Like, the moves, like, those look good and they feel good.
But just like the
like, cutscenes and story shit, especially your custom character.
And I assume, I mean, most modern games really don't do pre-rendered stuff like that anymore. It's just like, oh, we put them on like their animation cycle for like the in-game real-time stuff. So it's like that stuff can be jumpy.
It doesn't look good, and it looks a bit better for like the actual big wrestlers I've seen so far. So obviously they're going to put more work into Shawn Michaels talking than they are the fucking random other indie guy that you're messing around with right now.
Right.
But
you can always tell in certain games where it's like, all right, we see where you put like the priority into like this character.
But it still doesn't look good. And the voice acting is not great, but at the same time, it's wrestling. And most of the time when you watch wrestlers give promos and shit, it's not exactly great acting. Mm-hmm. It's very much so just a wrestling thing. So this is where it gets interesting. Mm-hmm. Because there are potentially 4 storylines you can play. There's separate campaigns for a male or female wrestler with like different stories in and of themselves because you're just meeting all sorts of different wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, so like I made a male wrestler. I can be a good guy, which is called a face in wrestling, or a bad guy, which is called a heel. And that will change the outcome of my story and we'll go down completely different paths. So there are 4 playthroughs I'm looking at potentially here. Depending on how, so I'm Mr. I always start these games out as like, I'm good guy.
Of course.
And we'll see how that goes because being a heel in wrestling can be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And another thing I'm liking is there's a lot of like side quests. Like a lot of it comes through social media. You have like it's not Twitter, but it's Twitter. Mm-hmm. And like you can see what other wrestlers are posting and sometimes you get an opportunity to like respond to them. Or you get DMs, but like sometimes people just call you out on Twitter, like other wrestlers, and it leads to a whole thing. And like I lost my first match. I was like that. It was a mixed tag team match. Mm-hmm. And that seemed to say like, this will have potential effects on your future storyline.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that will come up later where like the wrestler I lost to, like that's more of a thing now.
Do you think they would really go that in depth?
We're going to see. Because there are the bigger decisions where it's straight up like, here's the green happy face for your good guy response. Here's the red angry face for your bad guy response. Those probably have bigger outcomes on what happens. So we'll see.
So you said 1,000 matches and this and that.
Yeah.
So 4 playthroughs, heel, face. Is there like a thing where, like, are you going to be seeing different opponents based off like your decisions, like
definitely.
So that would be the big reason to actually play through it the 4 times.
That and so like typically it is face against heel, good guy against bad guy.
Okay.
So wrestlers typically have like there will be switches where like a good guy turned bad or a bad guy suddenly is like starting to become good now.
Is that a thing that happens in the games too?
Maybe. We'll see. No, it definitely does, because there's usually, like in past wrestling games, you'll have someone who's like buddy with you, and then they fucking do a heel turn and they backstab you and like fuck you up. Usually by jumping you backstage or by screwing you out of like a championship.
But like, is there going to be something like you could play through an entire playthrough and not see, like, you could not fight one of the wrestlers?
Totally. I would imagine so. I mean, like, I didn't actually play through multiple playthroughs, so I don't know for sure. Okay. But, like, totally. Yeah.
That's cool.
So let's say, like, AJ Styles is a good guy, which I have no idea if he's actually a good guy or bad guy in wrestling right now. But let's say he's a good guy, and
the amount of terms that are just, like, speeding bullets over my head.
He's a face, let's say, and I'm a face. We're way more likely to be teamed up in the story, or like have each other's backs, or not interact at all. If I'm a heel and he's a face, I'm much more likely to get into fights with him.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm following.
And yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm like,
did it release on Switch?
I doubt it. Why, do you want it on Switch?
No, because every other time they release one of these games on Switch, it is garbage.
I mean, the last one was garbage everywhere, so this is already a big improvement.
Yeah, but the Switch really takes the cake.
One interesting note with wrestling, especially WWE, being really weird with copywritten shit. When you know how they do the thing now with PlayStation where you can save like a video clip up to 3 minutes and it'll just download to the app on your phone?
Yeah.
It will do that without... So, like, I was trying to do that to... So
without the noise?
Without the music, specifically. I was trying to show my brother my entrance, because he's also, like, a wrestling fan. So it's
out?
just silent. So instead, like, you could hear the crowd. Yeah, but, like, there's no music. So I had to record my TV instead. Like, with my phone.
That's pretty funny. Ooh, the only thing I would do is make Bonesaw.
You could.
Bonesaw is ready.
You could probably do that pretty easily, actually. They have pre-built characters for you, and some of them are wild. One of them is straight up just like a ninja, and then they have like the whole future section, and some of them are like cyberpunky. One is straight up like a Mad Max character.
Weird.
Yeah, you can really go places with the character creation. But it's cool. Are
there any cowboy wrestlers?
Yes. The AEW champion, Hangman Adam Page.
He's got like spurs and shit.
Yeah, he has pretty much everything but a cowboy hat. He has rode out on a horse before.
No further questions.
Where was that going? Are you just curious?
I got my answers.
And he is certainly not the first cowboy wrestler.
Okay. Did they have spurs?
Almost definitely. I can't say that for sure, but like, yeah.
No further questions.
Okay. No further questions. It feels the flippy shit feels good in this game.
Yeah.
It feels like it took me a bit to like get down exactly what I'm supposed to do, but an issue with past wrestling games, especially more modern ones, it feels kind of clunky. I've played past ones for like decent stories, but it's just like you're watching it happen, and it doesn't look like an actual wrestling match.
Yeah.
Because it's like it looks like a video game.
Wow.
But in a way that like characters aren't lined up properly, or like the much more like I'm punching the air and not the guy right now thing that you want to see in a wrestling match. It feels like there's much less of that going on here. It just everything makes more sense.
Okay.
And I'm really liking it.
All right. How much have you played through so far? How many matches?
Not too many. Let's see. I did my first training match with this dude. I want to say his name was Oscar, but it also feels wrong.
Was he a grouch?
He wasn't. No, he was actually a pretty nice guy.
Like Sylvester Stallone in the movie Oscar. He
doesn't sound like Sylvester Stallone or look like him.
Well, most people don't.
That is true. That is true. I did that. Then I did a mixed tag team match. That's the one I lost. then a coach wanted to train me.
I have a further question.
All right, question.
Tag team match.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming 2-on-2.
Yes.
So can you at any moment just switch out who you decide to play as, or
kind of? So it's not 2-on-2. Like there's four people in the ring at once.
But it's like 1-on-1. But you can tap out. Can you like at any moment just be like, I want to bring the other guy in?
Just a wrestling thing.
Shut the fuck. Tap out. I don't give a shit.
Tap out and tag out are very different.
I don't give a shit.
If you're tapping out, you're giving up.
I don't. Okay, I don't
You
fucking.
lose.
I don't give a shit. I'm asking a question that someone who doesn't give a shit about wrestling. So don't throw these terms at me like I'm gonna give a shit about them 10 minutes from now. Just answer my question.
Okay. You can kind of. This is what.
No further questions.
This is why I lost. This is why I lost the match, because it was mixed, which means each team had a male and a female.
Okay.
And typically in indie scenes do this, but typically in big stage wrestling, male versus female doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it was I was playing as Dynamite D, as I do. I was going against this dude, and he tagged out because I was kicking his ass. So it automatically switched to the female on my team. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll wait on the side. I didn't realize I was now controlling her. And then I started to get my ass kicked. And then I realized I was controlling her. And then it was just too late.
So what happens if it's a tag team with two dudes?
I'd imagine the same exact thing.
So you only are going...
Oh, well, so you wouldn't be forced to switch out.
But like, can you whenever you want? And
yes.
Are they going to switch out too then?
If it's two dudes, no.
Okay.
But I would imagine it's the same thing. Like, I can go to my partner, tag out, he comes in, and then now I'm controlling him.
Can you, like, in the middle of a fight, like, walk over really slow to your partner and tag in?
I mean, if you knock down your opponent first...
Do you do, like, a really slow walk and be like...
You can move slowly.
And, like, is the dude, like, coming for you?
Well, like, that's what I'm saying. If you don't knock him down, he's going to come start fighting you.
I'm going to get you. He goes, no, I'm tapping. I'm going to get you.
No, yeah, if you're walking slowly and he's just up, they're going to come up and, like, punch you in the head.
Hey, but I'm walking away.
No, it doesn't matter.
You can't be doing that. My back's turned.
Oh, that doesn't matter in wrestling.
But I have glasses on.
That doesn't happen in wrestling.
Oh, every wrestler's got contacts and 20/20 vision. Is that a thing? Do they need?
I don't know if I've ever seen an actual wrestler, like, in match
wearing glasses.
I've seen, like, goggles, which maybe those are prescription, but
like, you're 100% sure that there are spurs.
But spurs are like the little metal things on the shoes.
Yeah,
right?
When you kick horses. I mean, you could just kick a horse, but like
the only way to... Let's see. Hangman,
I know what
Adam Page, Spurs.
I thought you were just going to look up what spurs are. No. What are spurs? I can't... Oh, my God!
What?
I can't Hey Google anymore.
No, you can't.
It's over.
It's finally.
No! Hey, Siri. What are spurs?
These specific boots I'm seeing don't have spurs. That's what you wanted to know, right?
No, don't continue, please.
Hangman Adam Page may not have spurs on his boots based on what I'm seeing. Thought he did. But he definitely has more cowboy-like attire than his actual wrestling gear. Like when he comes out to do a promo and he's not like in his wrestling gear, it's much more cowboy. But
does anybody have spurs?
Yes, it has definitely happened.
No further questions.
Okay. What were we even talking about?
Spurs.
Before that.
Wrestling.
Definitely.
Dude on dude on dude on dude.
Nice.
Tag in.
It's good. It's good. The year break was definitely worth it. I want to keep playing this game. It's good.
Okay. Do you think the same thing's gonna happen with COD?
With it skipping a year?
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna get wrestling COD?
I don't know exactly what you're asking me.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would work if like COD 2022, which is what? Is it Modern Warfare 2? Is that what's happening?
Oh yeah.
That would be like if that launched like absolute shit and everyone hated it. and then they skipped a year, and then they came back and like made some pretty big changes to the gameplay, and it felt a lot better.
That's what it sounds
And then
like.
there was a story with bad voice acting and mixed tag team matches.
That kind of sounds like what most people think Vanguard is, so.
Okay, so maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that's
COD
the reason
could
we're
do
skipping a year. I like Vanguard.
Well, COD is not skipping a year, though, because like they fucked up and needed to fix it.
Well,
Is that why they're skipping a year?
I mean, business-wise, yeah. Vanguard was doing really bad sales-wise. They know they're going to come back, but then they were like, you know what? We just can't do this shit anymore. Honestly, and it would create better games out of it anyway.
It's tricky because COD also has just multiple studios working on like the rotation.
Yeah, but so we got Sledgehammers, and then obviously Infinity Ward's coming out this year. Treyarch is the one who honestly has been getting fucked over a lot these past few years. They were coming on and they were going to be like the lead, and then they weren't, and then they were just doing Black Ops and this and that. But now they're the one who gets an extra year, and so it's like, oh fuck, what are we going to get after Cold War? Black Ops,
Hot War,
Hot Wheels,
Black Ops Hot Wheels
2.
Wrestling. Can I? Man,
Yeah.
I have a problem. First off, I'm a wrestling fan. That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
I just can't stop.
That's a problem, all right.
I have spent too much money on AEW cards.
Hey, man. There was a time, what was it, September of 2020? Yes.
Okay.
And I had my nostalgia kick, and I was buying fucking booster boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah,
and Speed Duel.
that sounds right. When like Yu-Gi-Oh kind of made its wave over our store.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was fantastic. But there's just, I don't know, there's just that feeling. Tell me this.
Yeah.
You've gotten like packs, right?
One time, yes.
Okay. Did you smell them?
No.
You did,
Like the packs themselves,
well,
or
and
like
like
when you
open
open it.
them.
No.
Why?
Listen.
Why?
I've known you for years at this point.
Hi.
You have a tendency to smell everything.
I gotta.
You just do.
I can't help
I've
it.
seen it so many
And
times.
I gotta.
Where as soon as you have something, one of your first instincts is to just smell it.
Yeah.
That's like one of my last thoughts.
What?
Unless I open it and then catch a whiff of something, then I'll be
Nope.
like, wait, what is that?
Nope. If someone else has something and it's brand new, I go, give me the box. I need to give it to me.
Yeah,
I
no.
want to smell it.
I will say the AW cards are much like, I don't know, like thicker. And like the corners are sharper.
Yeah, that's like more
Then-
modern day sports cards.
Okay.
Like tops and fucking.
Right. Well, this is Upper Deck, which is one of the big.
That's a poop in the tank.
That's. I opened it up and I got a card of just a poop in a tank.
Yeah. That's the true upper decker.
Well, it's not an Upper Decker. It's just Upper Deck.
Well.
But they make other sports cards.
Yeah.
So they also came out with e-packs.
Yeah.
Which you can make into physical ones. And
yeah.
the
opposite of NFTs, like.
I guess they're doing
These are fungible tokens.
They're doing it 4 times a year because there's 4 AEW pay-per-views, and each one has 6 moments from the pay-per-view, and 4 are common. Then there's like the rare one and the super rare one.
And then the one where you get their sweat.
No, it's not like that. I bought. So it's interesting. They're $6 a pack.
Yeah.
I bought 25.
They seem to go up like the Magic the Gathering rate, where it's like, oh, we'll give you some cards, but like fuck you, and it's gonna cost you.
Yeah. So it's interesting. The gold one, that's the good one, was William Regal. And the odds were 1 in 25. And then I counted how many packs open once I finally got him, and it was exactly 25.
All right. I mean, a lot of booster boxes and stuff tend to just do that. So
Yeah, like they also just straight up have like on the box itself that you get with like packs, like the physical one, straight up has the what is it? Does it taste funny at the end?
it's like it's so red.
It is very red.
And
We got the Coke Starlight thing, the new flavor.
So I'm drinking it right now. It's space flavored. I think it. to me, it's like almost like a roasted marshmallow type deal. Like you know, I don't. I don't know if I get like a caramel.
I get strong like caramel flavors, and then fucking CNET did a whole thing where like they multiple people in the office tasted and everyone had a different thing. My girlfriend tasted it. She said it just tastes like regular Coke to her.
What?
Yeah, and that was one of the things.
What?
On from CNET, yeah. Another one was cream soda, is what they got. Another one was like a strawberry soda.
Like it.
And these are all vastly different things.
I mean, I can get like the marshmallow is like has this weird sweetness. Like I can almost get like a.
So the first sip I had, I was like, all right, I see the cream soda, and every sip after that, I didn't get it anymore.
And
I still don't know if I like it, but I've had 3 bottles.
Oh, this is my first, and it's different.
It is different.
It is different.
We really went off. I don't remember. You want to talk about your game?
Life happens. So I only beat Shadow Warrior 3, and that is my progress for the most part. I did play a little bit of something else, but look, I beat Shadow Warrior 3, and I may not be as happy as I was in the beginning.
Uh-oh. Was it because of that platform?
So, no, not necessarily. So, I finished it, and it did feel really short. It kind of feels like they were going a direction with it, like narratively, and then just kind of like ham-fisted in a whole bunch of arenas just to do every once in a while. So it's like arena. Oh, big story moment. Mm-hmm. And then just a whole bunch of different arenas. And it's like, all right. And it's like they're all different and they have their own little thing going on. And some of them just aren't fun to play as much as others. I thought story-wise, though, they wrapped it up kind of nicely in the end. It was a cool, like, there was a whole bunch of flashbacks and going up to this dragon and everything. And it was like, narratively, it had like a nice tie together. But like gameplay-wise, I was just kind of like getting bored towards the end. Not to mention how much that fucking part pissed me off. Which fucking, I don't even know fucking how I even did it right the other time. Because I just fucking, I can't. It's just so. I feel like they made a really short game and then kind of like pushed in a whole bunch of random stuff just that like other games had just to like be cheeky. Which I love Shadow Warrior and I like the writing, but it felt like it just could have been more, or like what they were showing off could have been not just the only thing they were showing off.
When you say it wrapped up nicely, did this feel like this is the end of the trilogy? Or like...
I mean, they left it open.
Okay.
So you could like... It's not like it's not necessarily like this is going to lead into this thing. It's like, oh, here's Lo Wang on another stupid adventure, probably because he fucked up again, and like now he's got to fix it because that's what happens. And this one's like, he's the reason that like this giant 10,000 blah, blah, blah dragons flying around, and he's like, I saved the world. And he's like, well, you fucking caused it in the first place. And he goes, come on, Zilla, can't you just leave me alone?
So is the game literally just like what you saw in the trailers?
Like, at least arena-wise, pretty much. Like... And it's frustrating because there are some cool moments, like some cool set PC moments. But here's the other thing, too. It felt like they were just kind of taking bits and pieces from all the games. And, like, so you have the first one. And the first one has its theme of being, like, that traditional Shadow Warrior. Like, you're switching guns, you have the katana. But it in a weird way, the first one felt like the most Shadow Warrior of them all, being a reboot. And it had 3 big main bosses, like...
The first Shadow Warrior was a reboot?
In 2013? Yeah. Because the original Shadow Warrior came out around like the time Doom and Duke Nukem did. It was like one of those... Oh,
really?
Yeah, it was one of those like big like first-person type games like that.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
And so they rebooted in 2013. And that one had followed a scale like, all right, we're having a story. And every third of the game, there's going to be one big boss. And it's really cool. There's some really like a video awesome game. Moments. Right? In the second one, they changed it up, and it was much more looter-shootery, and like you could pick up weapons and switch them out, and they were cool. But they didn't really feel like it was like the kind of thing you just went to do and like farm weapons. It was like, oh, this is cool. Let me use this for now.
So not quite like Borderlands, but you're still getting loot.
Yeah, it's like RPG light like that in a way. And there weren't necessarily like big bosses in like the same way, but like, oh, we have health bars, there's this and that. And it's a lot more parkour-y, and like that's the big thing. So in 3, you have the one ancient cock boss as like the boss,
Right.
and the rest of the enemies are just like Doom Eternal, where it's like, oh, here's a new type of enemy, and then now you're just going to see them all the time, and you got to deal with them along with these enemies that you see all the time. But it's like you always get introduced to the first of their kind, and it's like, oh, okay, but then they're just cannon fodder. They're just like, oh, they're just elites that are just going to be everywhere. So you have one boss, a whole bunch of different parkour stuff, and just a whole bunch of Doom Eternal. And by the end of it, it kind of feels like they didn't really know what they were doing and just kind of crammed a whole bunch of shit together.
Wonder if they just really like after Doom, it was like we should do that, and like tried to make one of those.
Like, and because it's not on the same scale as something like Doom Eternal, like, cool, it has a grappling hook, but it doesn't feel as good as like Doom's. Or it's like, oh, it's got this, but again, it's not like it doesn't do this as well. It's still cool in its own, but it's like, for me, it's like, oh, damn it, like I with my connections and associations, it's like I just know that it's not as good as Doom playing wise, but I do like the narrative. But overall, it's just like I feel like this could have been a nicer package.
Do you think if there is a Shadow Warrior 4 that they're going to continue their trend of like changing it up, and hopefully it wouldn't be just another this?
I have no idea at this point, because if anything, the first one and the third one felt like they were trying to do like a whatever time period return to roots. So like 2013's reboot is like, all right, this feels like a Doom would be at the time, or like those kind of games like a Duke Nukem. And now with 3, it's like, oh, Doom Eternal came out. It's like, oh, well, let's just copy that because everyone liked that. But with 2, it was like, all right, this is weird. And I don't know if it was just like, oh, it's the looter shooter craze, and that's like, so we should do that too.
Did 2 come out around the time when like Borderlands?
Oh, it
was
came
like
out,
the thing.
I think like 2016, 2017. So like this is when like, you know,
was that Destiny?
Destiny, Division, Anthem, like getting talked about and like that kind of stuff. So it's like a whole bunch. Looter shooters were like the thing at the time. So I guess they were like, why not? But I honestly have no idea what the fuck they're gonna do if or when they do a 4th one.
It'll be a battle pass game.
God.
On mobile.
The first one's still great. First one is probably the best still. But I like what they did with the third one because they brought Hoji back, and I love him. The second one definitely suffered the most narratively. I definitely didn't care as much. But
what would you give it on our offshore 10 scale?
I gave it a 6.5.
All right.
I was gonna put it at 7, and I was just like,
it felt too good.
7 is like the average good game, and I was just like, I don't think this is a 6 bad game or like whatever, but it's just like
I would put 6 at a very okay game.
Yeah, and I think I had more fun than okay.
Right.
But there's definitely critiques.
Yeah.
So I think this is my first point, so 6.5.
I've had a couple, I think.
Yeah, I don't like doing that shit, but
sometimes it just feels like you should.
Yeah, that's why I do it when it feels right. I don't just I don't
do it for fun.
I don't throw it around willy-nilly.
I'm not like
farting around.
I'm gonna give this game a 7, but what if it's a 7.5?
Oh, yeah, I'm just, you know what? I'm feeling a little spicy today. Let's give it a 7.5. You know?
Wait till I give the first like 8.6.
Then at that point, I quit. At that point, I give up.
The Gamescast is done.
Yeah.
No more offshore.
No.
Do you like questions?
What?
I put out a question to the people.
When?
Tuesday.
Where?
Twitter.
Why?
And Instagram. For answers. I needed answers. I had questions I needed answering.
I mean, there's always a give and take.
I asked the people, how does everyone deal with their gaming backlog, especially with RPGs, like big ones, all coming out simultaneously?
How do you deal with it?
Personally?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 different answers to that.
All right, well.
Pre-podcast, Dylan, was I take one game at a time.
Yeah.
And I don't stop with that game until I either finish it or I'm like, all right, I'm ready to I'm like done with this game. I don't want to continue playing it.
Yeah.
Then I move on to another one. Podcast Dylan typically is playing games day one, week one, or within 2 weeks of it coming out. And then I have like a log of 10 games I'm in the middle of.
And then you go out to the store and you're like, oh, this game's cheap. I'll buy this. And it just sits in the backlog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the backlog is not doing so hot.
No, it
doesn't help that this year has like game after game after game after game.
Yeah.
But it's not doing so hot.
Yeah. It's definitely going to get to that point again. Even though there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out, it's like, all right, I got to start being choosy.
How do you do? What about you, Dave?
Yes, the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm not happy about it.
It seemed to be a pretty typical trend with our answers. Ben from the Grumpy Gamers.
Ben?
Yeah, his Twitter handle is at GrumpyGamerBen.
Welcome, Ben.
He says, I find these days that if I don't play something when it's released, I just don't play it at all. So I kind of don't have a backlog. Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. All right, Ben. Fucking Mr. Better than all of us. Jesus.
He does bring up a point, though, where
yeah,
at some
but it's
point, like if a game came out 2 years ago, I'm probably not going back to it at this point.
I don't know. I have interests. I have a lot of
I have
interests.
interest, but it's just realistically.
Yeah, and realistically, I want to fucking play it.
Twitter user at Oddity Audio says, I normally just focus on one game until I beat it or get tired of it. Unless it's a sports or fighting game, those I just jump in and out of.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, anything like that is just like, oh, I'm in the mood.
Right. Twitter user at TIAAD Media said, stare at it for a moment and then go back to Path of Exile.
Well.
Which, yeah, for a game like that, it's usually like, that's your game.
Yeah, that's why I can't get into MMOs. I just can't.
I would love, if I had unlimited time, I would do such a sink into like an MMO. But
God, a Harry Potter MMO?
Yeah, like I would play nothing but that for years, and then I would unpause time and be like, I did it.
Yeah, the amount of times I just want to, like, I'm at work and I'm like, if I just paused time right now and went home, I could beat so many games.
A lot of games.
And come back and then just be like, what's up? I just beat like 80
My backlog's done.
I finished it. You're like, what?
Yep.
All of it.
Ask me anything.
Wait till tonight's episode. It'll be 12 hours.
And Instagram user at GamesMyMomFound_ said, I play one game at a time. The typical trend seemed to be everyone likes to play one game at a time or fuck their backlog.
Yeah. I mean, my backlog just looks pretty. It's more of a decoration at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
My collection is just a big decor.
Your collection is just a big dick.
A big dynamite decor.
Dynamite D, baby. Let's go. News? Which is really we're ID at Xbox.
Look.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wait. What are we doing first?
ID at Xbox.
Okay.
Do you have notes on this, or am I kind of leading?
You.
All right.
But I got you know me. I'm witty.
Oh boy. All right. This will be fun. You tell me what you have or haven't seen, I guess.
All right.
So there was more here than I thought there was going to be.
It was like 17 or so.
About that, I'd say. I don't know. It's always weird with these like indie events because if some of these have probably been announced for a while in one way, one form or another.
Don't.
But
don't laugh.
This guy's just fucking pulling out eyelashes, look at me in the eyes, and just flicking them away.
Hate my eyelashes. They're too goddamn long.
Anyway, a lot of these indie games were probably already announced, but this is my first like seeing of them because it was at a big event.
Baby's first ID at Xbox.
Yeah. So I don't know what are new announcements and what isn't, but a lot of this is new to me. It started off with a game called Lost Eidolons, which was like very medieval type game. Like like a fantasy medieval game.
Yeah.
Tactical, as in like XCOM, but when you like keep in mind, I watched this at work on mute. There were subtitles. I did the best I could to understand what was happening.
Pregnant.
Yeah, one of them. It was a straight up the ID at Xbox logo underneath at the very beginning, just pregnant.
It's like, well, congrats.
So I don't know what's happening here. When you like
Pregnant.
When you pregnant. No, in this game, it seems like when you like approach an enemy in this tactical grid, it becomes like a fighting game. Mm-hmm. Like there was someone on the left, someone on the right, and health bars right above. But like some people were like straight up riding horses and doing it like that. And it was very, very hard to tell because trailers get cut around a lot. Mm-hmm. It is very possible that it was a turn-based type thing. Okay. And then like you choose your attack and then your character acts out the attack and does damage. Mm-hmm. It was either that or straight up a fighting game. And it looked kind of interesting. That's coming out Q3 2022. Ooh. Then we got some T-Pain playing Crusader Kings 3 because it's coming to Game Pass.
Tylenol pain reliever.
Yeah, this is not the first time, or no, this is not the last time we see T-Pain at this event playing Crusader Kings.
Oh, this is not the last time. T-Pain will return.
That's what
like
it ends
in the next
with.
Marvel movie. T-Pain will return.
Yep. Then they had a Tunic trailer.
Yeah.
Which that game is out now.
That's a good demo.
Yeah, it looks like a good game.
Yeah.
It looks like really, and I know Death's Door, like there's a lot of like Zelda and shit coming to that, but Tunic looks like a very cute Death's Door.
Yeah, and it's mean.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but I mean like art style and like what you're seeing, like the visuals and shit. It looks cute.
The thing that I don't get is that no matter how mad I got at that one mini boss, I just kept going. I did it.
Yeah, that's very unlike you.
It is, and after 40 some odd tries over like 2 sessions, I finally did it. And I was just like, wow. But I don't
Did you get excited?
I felt good about it, but I don't feel like I would put the same effort into Dark Souls or stuff like that.
That's what I was going to say. Like, did it give you that feeling? Because you're just describing a Souls game.
But it's like, I don't know. Like, I could see myself enjoying doing it in Tunic. And like, Death's Door, I had fun to a point. Which is that final goddamn boss.
Final boss is tough.
It was more than tough because they were like, all right, here's a little obstacle course. And I'm like, fuck you. That's not what I want to do. Sorry. So
dying.
Tunic though, that looks like, all right, first off, little Metroidvania, similar to like Death's Door, but like in like a different way. But I don't know, that one boss, I don't know, something about it. It just felt good. I don't know.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play that. I plan on playing it this week.
And it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it is.
Apparently.
According to the splash screen at the event, it's on Game Pass.
Dude, I swear to fucking God, I looked it up like a week and a half ago. I was like, is Tunic going to be on Game Pass?
Maybe
and they were like,
quick
nah.
change.
To what?
Game Pass.
Oh.
Yeah. It's okay. The next game was fascinating to try and piece together what the fuck I was looking at with no sound. So just to be clear too, there were a lot of like interviews with game developers and shit happening between showings, and like they would explain it. Again, no audio, hard to keep up with captions. Didn't have time at work before recording this to really, break that down. This game was called Immortality. Fully FMV game about this. So again, some of this might be not totally accurate. It's what I was managing to piece together. Mm-hmm. This actress, Marissa Marcel, has gone missing. She just disappeared, and no one remembers her movies. It was like she was like erased from everyone's memories, and her movies are just gone. So your thing, you somehow have her movies, like footage of it. You're piecing together different like parts of movies that she was in. Mm-hmm. And also like behind the scenes backstage stuff, like footage from that. And somehow piecing it all together through these, like they would show like zooming in on the actress's face in one scene and then zooming out and you're in like another movie now. Mm-hmm. And they called it an interactive movie trilogy, and it's coming out this summer. And it seems fascinating and interesting. And based on the interview that was happening with the person that is making this game, mm-hmm. Which apparently he made some games that people seem to know, some indie games. I didn't put down his name here. That's my bad. There's like multiple ways to so-called explore the story and like try and figure out what happened to this actress that disappeared. I don't know. Weird. Interesting.
There's only one FMV game that I'm interested in.
What game?
We'll talk about it in soon.
Okay, then. I played the, I think it was called Erica. That was an FMV game. That was, like, not bad. It was all right. What?
Is FMV, that's, like, only live action, right? Because I'm like, does Quiet Man count?
So, yes.
It does.
Quiet Man has has some FMV.
Yeah.
Not fully, but yeah.
It's nothing like I've ever played. And I never want to play it again.
When are we going to get the sequel?
Oh, God. the loud guy.
Then they moved on to Chinatown Detective Agency. It was kind of like a... so it was very like pixelated art style and not straight up 2D, but like kind of. Like you can move up and down a bit, if that makes sense. And mostly left to right.
A 2.5D?
Kinda. Not quite. No. 2.5D is more like the new Super Mario games, where it is like 2D left to right, but the models and everything are 3D. That's where I believe 2.5D came from with games.
So what's it where you can go up and down and left and right?
I don't know. 2.8D.
Final expansion, return to hearts.
Yep. But you're playing as like a PI, and you're solving.
Magnum? Magnum PI?
Yeah, that's what you're playing as.
Wow. Didn't know they're still coming out with that series.
And it just seems like a cool pixelated like text-based story game.
All right.
They had the main voice actor. She was there like narrating everything, but again, no audio. I don't know what she said. It was also weird because like it had like the subtitles for the YouTube video of like the voice actress talking, but then it was also I was trying to read the text in like the game, so I don't know, but it looks cool. I'm interested.
All right.
We got another Trek to Yomi trailer, and that game looks good.
Oh yeah,
that game looks cool.
I want to play that.
That's spring 2022. I don't remember if it had the spring attached to it or not before.
I don't remember.
But that's like very soon, so hopefully soon. You knew this game. They showed Clash: Artifacts of Chaos.
So nobody knows what the fuck that is, but I do distinctly remember seeing like the trailer or like gameplay of it months ago, and I was like, that's fucking weird, and it's stuck in my head.
Everything looks weird about it.
Yep.
You're like a weird giant dude, but you're not a human. If you are, then human's gone wrong.
It's like, it makes me think of like Toe Jam and Earl meets Osmosis Jones or like some shit.
I kind of get a little bit of Attack on Titan vibes too.
Okay. But I'm thinking of like the colors and like the world.
Oh, sure. In that sense, yeah, for sure.
It's weird. But it's like
and you got like
it's a brawler fighter? You get like a little fucking dust bunny.
Yeah, pretty much like this little black ball thing that's like furry. And it just sits on your shoulder.
And it's not even a Furby.
It's definitely not a Furby.
Furby? Fur baby? Is that why they're called Furbies?
Maybe.
Hey, Siri.
Oh, boy. It's not going to be like Google.
Why are they... you work with what you got. Now I got to start over again because it's listening to me talk about this. I'm not sure I understand. Yeah, no shit. Hey, wait, what was I going to ask?
Are Furbies called that because Furby...
Hold on, I got to start over again. I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry. It's my fault. Why are Furbies their name? Here's what I found. Furbies were the top 27 years after.
Yep.
What?
Everyone's understanding what you're saying.
Hey Siri, why are they called Furbies?
Okay, I found this on the web for why are they called Furbies. Check it out.
FurbyToyShop.com?
Oh boy.
Do they still make Furbies?
I don't see Furbies out in the wild, let me tell you.
David Hampton. And Caleb
I mean,
Chung.
that would be terrifying if you're out in like the woods and all of a sudden there's a Furby on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It was the original fur ball that ultimately turned into a Furby through the plural was to be Furbies. Many opted... What?
It's whatever you're saying isn't good.
It was the original fur ball.
What? I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't know if a Furby was the original ball of fur.
They're so creepy.
Yeah. So you got one of those on your shoulder.
A Furby?
Yeah. No.
Oh, they made them cuter? Ew.
I don't love the so it's a brawler, but like the camera's up really close, like behind your back.
But like sometimes there's like a first person view too.
Yeah, that they showed a little bit of that. It seemed like it was just impossible to tell what was going on, and I don't know. I wasn't into it.
I mean, I'm curious.
Well, it comes out in November this year.
Oh, that's far.
Damn it. It'll be here before.
How am I going to be playing that when the new Pokemon games are out?
Oh, you mean the one with the traditional catching mechanics?
I don't want to talk about it, man. I really
then there was more T-Pain. You played more Crusader.
it's going to get a tummy ache.
Then this game seemed very interesting to me. This next one was called Escape Academy. It was a first-person escape room game, but you're at some sort of academy where, like, so it's the trailer started out like this person doing an escape room thing. It was clearly like, okay, you're doing an escape room. Mm-hmm. And this character popped up and was like, you're exactly what we're looking for in the academy. And it's just that. It's just escape rooms all around this academy for you to do.
I want to do that. I like
it.
Escape
Sounds cool,
rooms.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you it's coming out?
I've done escape rooms.
What if I told you it's coming out this year and it's going to have online and local co-op?
Okay, but ooh.
Yeah.
You want to play that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Seems cool.
Have you ever done an escape room?
No, I want to, though.
Oh, they're so much fun.
You know what's really turned me away from them? At least the ones that I've been in, or not in, but like around.
Huh? You just like hang
like,
around the back of like an escape room. You're like you got your like pixie stick out of your mouth. You're flicking a coin. You're like fucking watch out. You're just hanging outside of an escape. The ones I've been around, they ain't like the ones they ain't like the ones that you're used to. Ping.
What I mean by that is, like, I've gone to Foxwoods many a times. There's an escape room thing there.
And how have you not done it?
Because you need like 8 people to do it.
I hate
And
those.
if you're going in with like 2 people, you're just gonna be part of another group or 2.
Yeah.
And like I don't want
That's
to do
the
that.
worst part. Is
I don't want
having
to do
make
it with
the loops.
strangers. I want to do it with people I know because that's the fun, you know. I don't want to do it with strangers.
No, that sucks.
Yeah. So that's what I mean.
One that I did was fucking awesome. Is that there were 6 of us, maybe, or 7 of us, and one was put in one side and one was put in the other side, and we had to go from there and move from our rooms into the rooms next to those, and then from there meet up in the middle, all 7 of us. And that one was really cool.
You told me about that
I did?
when you did it. Yeah.
Probably. But
You
I
did.
had a good time.
Wasn't like someone gonna drown at some point or something?
What?
Maybe I don't know.
I mean, there was another one we did that was in a submarine.
Maybe
That one had 3 doors.
Maybe I'm combining your escape room adventures.
And then there was another one where I was handcuffed to
Yeah, that
I was handcuffed to
yep.
a cot, blindfolded, and we had to
Murder.
we had to weigh fingers with special colored fingernails and like get a code to unlock it that way.
Nice.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was the one that I bought the shirt from, and I would only allow myself to buy the shirt if I beat it.
So you beat it.
And it's one of my favorite shirts.
Have I seen it?
Oh yeah, it's my breakout shirt.
Oh, I've seen that shirt.
Oh, it's one of my favorite
I've
shirts.
seen that shirt quite a few times.
Not only is it super fucking soft and comfortable, it fits really well, and just overall the design is great. It's
How
just
long
very
have
simple.
we known each other?
Well, come May 4th, I will have known you for 5 years.
Would you say I've probably seen you wear that shirt hundreds of times? Would you say maybe at least 100?
You know,
100 times.
hundreds. When you say hundreds, would it count if I wore it like 201 times?
I think that's the literal definition of hundreds.
Then maybe.
Because 5 years, we're talking like what, close to 2,000 days?
Well,
I know I haven't seen you all 2,000 of those days.
but I do wear that shirt a lot.
Yeah, and
I wear
see
like
you
the
a
same
lot.
5 shirts a lot.
And over those 5 years, I've seen you multiple days a week. It is rare that...
Yeah.
It's extremely rare over these 5 years that a week has gone by and we haven't seen each other.
You know, I probably got that shirt like 3 or so years ago. 3 or 4.
Oh,
3 or
well,
4
that
years
okay.
ago.
That adds some to the equation. Then,
But still possible that it could be in the hundreds. You know, at least 200 maybe. Yeah.
it was crazy.
I wore that shirt
They did an interview with the
maybe
game
like
developer
yesterday or 2 days ago.
They did an interview after talking about Escape Academy, and this was the subject.
Escape rooms or
No, your shirt and me seeing it.
Oh well, I mean,
crazy.
Yeah, I love that shirt though. And that was the Breakout has a whole bunch of locations, but I went to the one in Maryland.
I've been to Maryland.
I've been
few
to
times.
Maryland.
You want to go to Maryland? It's like right now.
I'm busy.
I'm a little busy too. I didn't want to.
I'm busy next.
I didn't actually want to go.
I'm busy next month.
I'm also are we talking about that? Are you
When
hinting
are
at
we
that?
going to talk about that?
I don't know.
Because I was saying this the other day. It's coming up.
I know it's coming up.
I literally.
But
told
you know what's also very interesting? A lot of things are up in the air.
Yeah.
Just with work.
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation's going to be.
Maybe it won't happen.
It's possible.
That
would suck. That's why I'm hesitant to say something.
Have we bought things yet?
Yes, everything is bought.
Oh!
But it might not be the most possible, logistically.
Interesting.
Depending on work situations. You know?
What a conversation.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
The idea is that happens, and then we can talk about it.
That would be awesome. Well, I mean, we could still talk about it if it doesn't happen, but we'll just be sad.
Yeah. But I don't want to say it now.
We can't say it now.
No, because then everyone gets excited,
Yeah.
and then we fucking disappoint. What else is new? I want to
Nothing.
not disappoint for once.
But it's so familiar.
It's speaking of familiar, after Escape Academy, which is coming this year, looks cool.
Good.
A new Shredders trailer, which I don't know. I'm on the fence. It's a snowboarding game,
Yeah.
and like I've enjoyed me plenty of SSX, especially Tricky on GameCube. Played the shit out of that game.
I put like an hour
But-
or two in the steep.
Am I now? Yeah, like am I now at a point where I'm gonna play through this?
Not unless
No.
it's a skateboarding game.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
skateboarding games are good.
If it was this exact thing with skateboarding, I would probably play it.
Skateboarding games
And it's
are
not
good.
that like Steep looks bad or not Steep, Shredders
Yeah.
looks bad by any means. I just don't know if it's gonna do anything for me.
Yeah. And
Maybe you put some wheels on the bottom of that thing.
Whoa! I'm listening.
After the Shredders trailer, we got a trailer for a game that I saw for the first time a couple days ago. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn.
Yeah, this yeah. This if it sounds
there you go.
I'm really excited.
Good job.
I didn't mean to do that at all.
You did though.
I'm excited, honestly.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's from the devs who made Ashen,
Yeah.
which what is it sounds so familiar to me.
So that's that almost like. So you remember the game that was very minimal, and it was just like you and another you and an NPC just like fighting, and it was almost like Sifu, but it was like 1-on-1. And it was like, you don't remember that? They had like the Ashen. They all had like these masks,
Was it? Oh.
and it was just like kind of like the Dark Souls, but like just fist fighting and like
Yes.
that. Yeah, that's
Yes, that's Ashen.
and that's
okay.
like completely different from what
Yeah.
this is. So I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, all right.
So Flintlock is going to be an open world action RPG that will have guns and magic,
Which
kind
awesome.
of Greedfall-y. Did Greedfall have magic? It had guns, that's for sure. I know it had like a fantasy aspect to it, and this is clearly a very fantasy setting.
You may,
But I don't remember it having magic like it was showing in this. Like straight up, just like you're doing magic with your hands.
I really liked Greedfall.
I know.
That was a good.
I was
sleeper
enjoying
hit.
it too, and then for whatever reason fell off of it.
I really liked it.
You have an NPC like dog fox companion thing in this game, which that's always good as long as they don't kill it.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be day one on Game Pass. It looks good.
That's always cool.
And yeah, day one on Game Pass is always cool. Then they showed Whalefall.
Oof.
Which,
Oof.
so, right off the bat, it was, like, very, like, clearly anime in style. Like, it was just straight up, like, you could have just been watching an anime. It had I don't know how to describe the arts. I don't know the names of things. But, like, the animation. Yes, Dave, you have your hand raised.
Would you count Quantum Break as part FMV?
I didn't play Quantum Break, but that had the, like, was that the one that had the TV show element tied in?
Yeah. Which I thought was cool.
But the TV show wasn't. It had, like, you play the game, but then there's also
So, based on what decision you picked at the moment,
right,
you would get a corresponding 20-some-odd minute episode.
within the game.
Like, in the middle of the game, and you would just watch it?
Then yes.
And then you would go back to playing after.
Then yes.
I thought that was cool. The final boss was hard. Anyway.
What type of character is the final boss?
final
You're like
boss
part Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the deal with these final bosses?
Oh God. It's just, Anyway, the animation itself was like, it did the thing where it like this is again, I'm gonna sound like such a noob to anime or animation style. The frame rate was purposely lower. Does that make sense? Where it wasn't
Everything
like
was just like slow and stylized.
it was kind of like not quite like that. I know that didn't help in a podcast, but
Yeah. Let me just move my hands statically. Bop, bop, bop. You know what I mean? You know what? No.
I don't know. If you saw it, you would see what I'm talking about.
Hit pause. Go watch it. Come back. And
Yeah.
for those of you who didn't do that, hello.
Hey, hello. Anyway, it was very clearly anime. Then they cut to some gameplay. Well, first off, I didn't know what was happening. There was a whale in the sky, and then someone blew the whale up, and then things got angry.
The whale looked like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it did. And someone blew it up.
And it fucking fell.
Yeah, and then everyone was angry, and then it cut to some gameplay, and here's the thing. Some games purposely go for, like, an old retro game style. This didn't quite do that for me, though. This
It just
looked
looked bad.
yeah, like, it looked like a DS game was blown to, like, bigger screen proportions, so, like, not good.
It looks like a Fall Guys fucking turn-based RPG.
Yeah, but Fall Guys looks, like, smoother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They added more polygons.
Yeah, it's like they took away a lot of polygons in Fall Guys. And I don't know. I don't want to be like too harsh on it. So I'll just say it wasn't doing it for me. Then they showed Void Train is coming to Xbox this year.
Yeah, the fucking what?
Raft on a train that floats and you float away from the train, but you're attached to the train. Void Train.
It looks cool though.
It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Then this was one of the. I had a few highlights, and this was one of them for me. Do you know a game called There Is No Light?
No.
So imagine like you're looking at the screen of like Link to the Past, right?
Yeah.
Imagine it is much more like detailed art style and almost looks kind of like just much more detailed. It's like that camera angle, but everything is so like kind of pixelated, but a lot more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can make out characters, everything much better. It's not just like a little sprite. Now imagine putting that in some sort of dark, demented world and giving it what seems to be kind of Hades-like action gameplay. And it looked really cool. Like when I say dark demented stuff, it was like they showed like you're walking up to one NPC and like the question mark appears, like talk to them, but you could just see in the corner of the screen there's like a little alley going there, and there's this one dude just stomping the face in of another dude against the curb, and blood is shooting out everywhere. It's like that. Like another thing is that you come up. They showed you come up on an enemy, and they have this like a club, and they're just sitting there just fucking bashing themselves in the head with the club, and there's a lot of blood, and it seems like it was hard to tell like if the game was difficult. I don't think it was a roguelike. Combat though seemed very, I say Hades because like it seemed very smooth in that way and very fast. And it looks really cool. Like that's my best description, is that it's like a combination of a classic Zelda with Hades in a weird dark demented world.
That does sound cool.
And that's coming this year. They had this is one of the games that had a whole like interview on it afterwards, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't
fucking know.
I don't know. Now we're gonna get to the real highlight.
I've been waiting.
We've now hit the point of WrestleQuest.
All right, I'm leaning back.
So man, this is the fucking heaviest wrestling episode we've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been a lot of heavy wrestling talk. So I'm happy. This game, WrestleQuest. You fucking wake up from my wrestling talk.
I was awake for so much wrestling talk.
You were.
Before.
This is the last of the wrestling talk. No, bad Dave. It is a turn-based wrestling RPG. You play as this dude, Randy Santos, and you're like starting from the bottom, and your whole thing's like, I'm going to be the best wrestler in the world. And it straight up just has actual wrestlers in it, such as Macho Man, Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake, DDP, Booker T, Jeff Jarrett. They showed one dinosaur enemy that you fight. He was in the ring. His name was Stone Age Steve Cotton, which was clearly Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, give it to me. I don't love turn-based games, so I'll put it on easy, and then give me all this weird wrestling shit. Because it wasn't just like turn-based action in the ring. It was like it's clearly going out and about. It was like kind of adventure gamey, it seemed like. Which, yeah. And that's coming soon. That's all they said. It looks so fucking cool. And then fucking Jeff Jarrett and Booker T were there and they interviewed him. It was very interesting.
Wow.
Then they showed Floppy Nights, which was, they were calling it a tactical card game, where it's like there's a grid and you're putting down cards to like do things. But it was like a grid, like there's enemies about on it. I don't mean this in a good or a bad way. I think you will take it in a bad way. It looked like a mobile game. Just like visually looking at it, I was like, I could see me playing this on my phone.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a bad thing for you. Coming soon.
But then again, when they first showed off Guardians of the Galaxy, I said that looks like a mobile game.
And then it was our game of the year.
It was really good.
And then they just ended it off by saying that they're the Fellow Traveler. They make games. There's 4 of their games coming to Game Pass, which is Paradise Killer, Kraken Academy, Citizen Sleeper, and a game not out yet, Beacon Pines, is going to be on Game Pass. And that was ID at Xbox. It was pretty long.
That's crazy.
It was like a 3-hour stream.
Yeah, but
it was
a lot of talk.
A lot of talk and like a lot of breaks where they were just straight up playing ads and like, we'll be back soon.
Yeah.
But still, like, I didn't think it was going to be this big. I thought they were going to show like a few. I thought it was going to be like that recent PlayStation State of Play. Shows a few indie games and then everyone goes home.
Xbox really likes to give you the information.
They sure did.
That's why I don't watch them.
Do you want to take a news story now so my throat can stop for a sec?
Oh, who's excited? Today, when you're going to be hearing this, there's going to be a State of Play on Hogwarts Legacy. It's going to be happening today, March 17th, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. CET.
Yeah.
Holy shit. 20 minutes of stuff. 14 minutes of gameplay.
14 minutes
14
of gameplay.
minutes
That's
of
a lot of gameplay.
They better give us a fucking release date. Fucking Accio release date, motherfucker.
I mean, if it feel like...
How could you not?
They have to.
If it's scheduled to be coming out, how could you not?
Right.
Damn it.
But it all lines up because they were saying when there was the state of play last week, everyone was saying like, well, it looks like Hogwarts Legacy is going to be the main key here. But I guess there was some mix up in wires and state of plays because it just turns out, which also, I think people were saying that this is the first ever non-PlayStation exclusive to have its own exclusive state of play, which has people wondering. My first thought went to Spartacus. Like, did they acquire the rights to have this on their Spartacus streaming thing like day one?
I mean, they've had marketing rights for a long while.
So is it just that simple, marketing rights?
I mean, when you word it like that, it does kind of seem weird.
Right, because they've never done like this. I think it was at one of the big state of plays where they showed like the second trailer, but for it to just be a straight up a PlayStation state of play on this is the first time it's not been a first party PlayStation game.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
which is just interesting.
If they did do something like that where it's like it will be on Spartacus, what a fucking grab.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm still gonna buy it on Xbox.
Listen, I don't care what the deal is as long as I can play it somewhere.
I'm gonna play
it's good news either way that we're getting this thing. You want to talk about a new studio? There were two this week. I want to talk about Unseen. This is Akumi Nakamura's new studio. She was the remember the director of Tango Gameworks? Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure she was there for the announcement of Ghostwire Tokyo, and everyone loved her.
Yeah,
and then
she was the great one. She was the one who was like, oh, she's great.
Yes, this is her studio.
Oh.
She says it will continue focusing on her interests, which are horror, mystery, supernatural, which makes sense for what was happening with Tango. And their first game, we don't know what this means, but their first game is in development. Okay. We don't know if that means like early shit or if it's like they're fucking coding. I don't know. I'm not a game developer.
They're like, what should we call it?
Yeah, we don't know, but it's in development.
That's awesome. I forgot about her.
Yeah, I will easily play a game that she makes. So
yeah. Let's talk about the other fucking one. Deepwell is a new developer / publisher.
Oh man, I have a third one then.
Are you fucking? What are you talking about? We fucking you knew about this because I talked about it to you earlier in your face.
I have a third one, but go ahead.
All right, so Deepwell is a new developer publisher from Mike Wilson, the co-founder of Devolver Digital, and Ryan Douglas, the founder and former CEO of medical device company Nextturn. The cool thing is that, and I love this trend, their main focus is going to be on the physical and mental health aspect. Yeah. And anything mental health is like, that's so fucking cool. And the first thing I thought of was like Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they literally got like professionals in on it.
They brought specialists on board to like consult with like, are we doing this justice? Like, are we doing it right?
And that's fucking great. Mental health is so fucking important.
Yep.
So at that, I got so excited. So whatever, gimme.
Yep, that's cool. All right, we got a third new studio then.
Fucking apparently.
This one is called Moonbeast Productions. It was started by Phil Schenk and Peter who were Diablo 2 veterans. And they're making a new ARPG.
Oh, what else? Yeah. Is this the guy that was like, hey, we're going to bring out Diablo Immortal and it's going to be mobile? Is that guy?
I mean, I doubt it because they were listed as Diablo 2 veterans.
Oh. All right.
So, probably not.
All right.
Do you hear what's going on over at the initiative?
No.
Nothing good. It seems like Perfect Dark might be in development hell.
Well, yeah, because they decided to make a fucking Perfect Dark game again. They're thinking the Initiative's going to be this fucking developing studio that's going to be the fucking PlayStation killer, the one that's going to be like, oh, let's fight the God of Wars. Let's fight the... Why would you choose Perfect Dark?
Dan Neuberger.
Which is who?
The game director. He's out.
Damn it! Why would you do this?
He left the Initiative. There was no official announcement, but people kind of like they saw on LinkedIn. His profile was like, looking for work, like,
Please.
and like in like a game director or similar role. And apparently a year ago, someone else in another high position left. Since then, VGC came out with a report. Apparently about 34 people have left within the last year. And a lot of it seemed to point towards a lack of creative autonomy, as in like,
Don't make a Perfect Dark reboot.
it was, the studio was built from like, they were describing like the top up, and it was like, here's your top 2 or 3 people. They are telling everyone what to do, and everyone else is feeling very unheard in their like creative opinions about it. It's like, no, you're gonna do what we want to do. And slow,
and no one wants to be making a Perfect Dark game
and slow development progress. So like, it's just
Yeah.
like not going anywhere.
because they don't know what they're doing. Because how the fuck do you reboot a Perfect Dark game?
So I don't know if we're gonna be seeing Perfect Dark anytime soon anywhere.
Just give me goddamn Fable. That's all I want.
I mean, yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Give me Scalebound, son of a
Well,
bitch.
sure. I mean, I would play all of the above.
Yeah, I'd play it. I mean, I don't know.
I would play all the above. I would be more excited about Fable or Scalebound than Perfect
yeah.
Dark,
No,
but
this isn't even Xbox anymore. Just fucking give me back Prey 2. Like, I will go
that I
back
don't,
in time.
That's not happening.
Give me all the money in the world.
There is definitely a much realer chance that Scalebound comes back than that Prey sequel.
I want Prey 2 so bad.
You did they do a Prey 2 of like modern? No, right? They
No.
didn't. So that might happen, but
That's
it
not
won't
what
be
I
the
want.
old Prey 2.
That's not what I want.
Wah.
Yeah, because I'm upset about it. I'm always going to be upset. If there's any game that's ever been canceled that hurts, that there's no game that's been canceled that hurts more than Prey 2 for me. Yeah, for good goddamn reason.
All right, I kind of cut you for that with that one anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking. All right. So guess what? EA Play is not happening this year.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they don't got enough to show. So you know what they're going to do? Just stagnantly just be like, hey, here's the game throughout the year. Just, here's another game whenever the time's right.
My mind also went right to, so I know EA
What are they going to do? They have one studio making 19 games.
Yeah. And I know EA Play was not, I think it was technically separate from E3,
Yeah, I mean, that's...
but it was like it was still part of like the whole festivities of E3.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thought was, if there's any EA games I want to show this summer, it'll be at Jeff Keighley's thing. And that's just where we're at in gaming now.
Yeah. Jeff
But-
has it at home.
But also, yeah, EA.
Yeah.
EA. You want to talk about some bullshit?
Click.
What?
Let's see how long it takes to click.
To click what? What are we clicking? What are you? You're clicking your phone? Oh, no, we will get to that. I know what you're doing. We'll get to that. That's not what I'm talking. That's not bullshit. That's amazing.
Bullshit.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah. Texas. Bad shit's happening in Texas. But
Yeah.
I wanted to highlight this because maybe video game companies are doing something a little good for once.
Yeah.
So there's the whole anti-trans bill going on in Texas. We're not going to go deep into it other than like, fuck it. It's stupid. It's needless hate and just essentially abuse as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And just like stupid political shit that should not be political, but everything has to be pick a side politics now, which is stupid.
Dumbass rich white men.
Yeah, but like we're just talking basic human rights shit, and it's just we're not gonna go deep into it. It's bullshit. Anyway, I wanted to highlight this because normally everything coming out of the gaming industry is shitty and bad. But there was an open letter against this anti-trans bill. It was signed by 65 companies, a few of which are EA, Gearbox, and really the big one, Microsoft. Because Microsoft is much bigger than just Xbox. Microsoft is fucking huge.
Oh, yeah.
That's not, EA and Gearbox you know,
That's still something.
it's something, but Microsoft
Yeah.
is
And
huge.
those fucking rich white men are going to get nervous when these fucking giant revenues are going to be like, well, I don't think so. And they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. So just wanted to highlight that at least video game companies are doing something good, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid that this is a thing.
Yeah.
Boo!
Fucking hate this shit.
Yep. Yep.
Moving on.
Do you have more news? I have a few more stories still.
I do. Let's talk about Tencent for a little bit. So Tencent is just a monopoly. They're just buying.
Yeah, they're the Disney Amazon of video games.
So apparently they have acquired the stock majority of Tequila Works, the dev behind the wonderful Rhyme puzzle game.
Remember GameSwap?
Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks.
I will play The Observation.
Yeah, I will play Rhyme. Stay tuned, folks.
Maybe when we don't have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Maybe when this is a full-time job.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea.
So they've done that. So they've acquired Tequila Works. I mean, hopefully this will just give them more opportunities to make better games.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a situation where they have more money to put into. There's a word I can't.
Revenue?
No, not revenue. Revenue's not the word. Yeah, capital. There you go. That's good.
Money is just a synonym for capital. So.
Yeah.
All right. Also, Tencent. So they apparently are now just the sole developers of System Shock 3. And that...
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and that the Warren Spector and his dev team have not worked on it since, I think, at least 2020 or 2019 or something like that. And just, yeah, that's
okay, then.
System Shock 3 is just now in Tencent's hands.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if that ever comes out itself, I mean...
Yeah, that's the other thing, if that ever even actually happens.
I'm still waiting on the remake of System Shock. I feel all the shocks are gone. Where's
nothing
Bioshock
is
4?
shocking anymore. We see it coming.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about The Quarry. I don't know if you saw this. You know Supermassive Games?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. What? Oh. Is this a new thing?
Yes. They're gonna have a reveal. So there was stuff where like they were trademarking this thing called The Quarry.
Yeah.
So at the Thursday,
first non-Dark Pictures game.
right? They're gonna have a whole reveal on it the day this episode comes out. So we're gonna see what it is, but it's not Dark Pictures Anthology, even though the what's it called, The Devil Inside Me or something like that. The next Dark Pictures Anthology game.
Whatever.
That's still happening supposedly this year.
And a second season.
And yeah, but then this is also happening seemingly soon.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck they pump these things out.
I don't either. We also don't know if this is gonna like be one of those or not. 'Cause this would seem weird to
I'd
not.
hope not, but at the same time,
Like it's not that I dislike. Like I liked the last one, which I can't remember. House of Ashes. I liked House of Ashes.
I thought the Little Hope was good.
I'm gonna play the Devil Inside Me, or it might just be the Devil Inside.
You see, the monster inside me was that one show where they showed the parasites and like the leeches getting in your penis.
It's definitely not that.
I'm just saying.
But like, if they're gonna do a non-Dark Pictures Anthology game, I would want it to be different.
Oh yeah.
If it's just gonna be one of those, they just call it what it is, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I got one more thing.
I got one more thing.
Go.
So if I don't know if we knew this or not, but apparently Sniper Elite 5 has a release date of May 26th.
That's soon.
It is.
A couple months.
And I'm excited for that. Even though I won't probably play it day one. But those games are fun.
You like those games?
I do. I like the Sniper Ghost Warrior games better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's basically the same thing, just a change of perspective.
Yeah. I was listening to you talk about that on our podcast the other day. I was going back through old episodes trying to find something.
The Shadow Ghost Warrior?
Yeah, you were talking about
Sniper
that.
Ghost Warrior?
Sure, whatever it is.
It's because it's Warrior. I keep wanting to say Shadow Warrior.
I don't know.
Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 or Contracts 2. Contracts 2 wasn't a bad game.
Dead Space got delayed. 2023.
Damn. Is that what they said in their live stream?
I guess so. I didn't watch that.
Neither did I.
Got to do that. But yeah, 2023.
Okay.
Which
with the amount of delays, like, please delay more.
Yeah, honestly,
at this point, you know what?
My backlog right now, it feels like it's enough for like half the year.
Yeah. Just keep some of the core releases, and you could push the other ones and make 2023 pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, with the delays, 2023 is already shaping up to be a good year.
Yeah.
That's we gotta move on some notable game releases because news is done. My throat is not doing hot.
I got 3.
I got 1.
All right. Well, coming March 17th, Star Tenders.
Do they taste like chicken tenders?
No, Star Tenders.
You don't know that for sure.
What? This is a digital game. How is it going to taste like chicken tenders?
Have you tasted a digital game?
Have you?
No.
Can you?
Exactly. It might taste like chicken tenders.
No. It tastes like nothing.
You don't know that because you haven't tasted it.
How many calories does a digital game have?
That's the question.
No, it's not. The question is, does it taste like chicken?
Tenders.
Anyway, Star Tenders is a Quest and PSVR game, basically where you are a bartender in space.
Oh, okay.
And it looks kind of cool.
It's coming to Quest?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah. Think of like the
Is there story to it? Like, do people come in and you converse with them?
Not necessarily converse. Think of like a job simulator type deal.
Oh, all right.
But like you're making cocktails, like flipping bottles around. You're doing this and whatnot. It looked kind of fun.
All right.
All right. Just be more disappointed.
Yeah, you unhooked me a little bit.
What the fuck do you expect? Like, hello, how was your day? Fuck you, get me a beer. It's like,
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's
but
what you
can
want.
Hit them in the head with the beer.
I mean, you could still throw drinks at them, I assume. Move on to the next one. It's the only one you have.
Like chicken tenders.
I don't know. That could be a possibility lore wise. Digital games have no fucking flavor.
We know of.
No, yeah,
we know.
We do fucking know.
I don't think we do.
Hey Siri, what do digital items taste like?
Let's see what she finds.
I found this on the web for what do digital items taste like.
Oh,
6 profitable digital products to sell. Digital device serves up a taste of virtual food. 17. What do you mean C? Because you can put virtual food in a game?
You see?
No.
See, you don't see?
You don't make any sense.
Science.
What's coming out on March 18th?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of not making any sense,
Bullshit.
Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, and so they put out another demo recently that goes up to a certain point in the game, and people have been playing that. And for those of you that haven't seen it,
Any of it.
Oh boy, this game looks so bad. But
if there ever was a game to be like sponsored by Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Yeah, like it I want this game. So to run by you the thing that really hooked me. You're the main guy Jack, and this other character just drops a whole bunch of lore shit on you about like chasing this thing and doing it seems very epic. And he just pauses, and the camera slowly zooms in on his face, and he just goes, bullshit. Turns around, pulls out his phone, and starts literally playing a Limp Bizkit song from his phone and walking out of the room. And then it cuts to the next part, which is him walking out of the building with the music still playing, and then he takes his phone back out and turns off the music. So, in the game, the only reason to do that is so he can feel really cool.
Yup.
When he said bullshit and then walked out to Limp Bizkit. I love that.
That's fantastic.
It's so bad, but so good.
That's the only reason this game should get a 10.
Yeah. I am preemptively giving it a 10.
Well, you can give it a 10 on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One.
Okay, give it a 10 on PlayStation.
And finally, what I found interesting, March 18th, we're getting Who Pressed Pause on Uncle Marcus. That is the FMV game that I'm interested in.
Oh, it all comes full circle.
That's the David Wallace game.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only reason I'd be interested in it.
Yeah, that's immediate, like, okay.
So Uncle Marcus has been poisoned, and someone pushed pause on him.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I think they're all video chatting or something. And like someone poisoned Uncle Marcus, and you got to figure out
but
who
they
did
can
it.
just pause him?
We got to find out who pressed pause on Uncle Marcus. And you can find out on March 18th on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Is David Wallace the uncle?
I would guess, or maybe he looks kind of dirty. He looks like he got let go from Dunder Mifflin, and then he was inventing Suck It.
All right, I'm down with that. That's David Wallace.
Yeah, Falling Apart. David Wallace is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking episode. We had it on the other day.
In the hot tub.
And there was that, but towards the end when Michael's leaving and he's backing out of the driveway and he's like
slowly waving as he's following the car.
Yes. And Michael's like, that's not David Wallace I know. And David Wallace
he's like, that is a monster.
Yeah. And David Wallace is slowly walking down the driveway, following Michael, just smiling and waving.
Occasionally like picking up the wave again and just like continuing to be like, don't leave.
Just the slowly. Who does that?
But then
when someone's leaving, who waves at them and walks down the driveway with their car waving?
Someone who's lost it all.
Yeah, someone who's working on Suck It, which made him millions.
Yeah, and then brought him back.
Yep. Then he owned Dunder Mifflin.
They done it.
Yeah, I'm tired. You're probably more tired.
Yeah. Well, no.
Well, you had a longer day.
I had a longer day, but I had a good night's sleep.
I had an average night's sleep.
I had a good night's sleep. I just had some traffic.
In your sleep?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, on the road.
You slept on the road?
No.
In traffic?
I mean, with that traffic, I probably could have taken a nap.
Yeah. This episode
is like the last one.
Except almost twice as long. We went way longer this episode than I expected us to.
I'd eat Xbox.
Yeah, that took up a lot of time. But still, like, we only played one game each, and here we are. An hour and, 40 minutes in or so?
Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I should have been better.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Shorter's not better. Longer's not better.
No, but I need to play more.
Well, this week sounds like there's quite a few new releases to play. I'm going to be playing a couple of them at least. I don't know if I'm going to see David Wallace on my TV.
No.
Unless it's in the office.
I'd like to see David Wallace on TV.
Yeah, I got no problem with David Wallace. It has that is the only thing that has me interested. Everything else sounds like nonsense to me. Pausing a video chat? What? Because there's poison? No.
I'm going to hold up all 5 of my fingers.
I see
I'm thinking about one of them. And
One finger?
Yeah, and
okay.
Whenever you guess the correct one is when we end the episode.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, I guess I'll say thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week. Middle finger.
No.
Oh, pinky.
No.
Okay.
Oh, man,
I put you in a tough situation.
You put me in a real tough situation here.
Thumb.
No. Oh
my
There's
goodness.
2 left. What is it?
Pointer.
It was the ring finger.
Oh, I suck.